All right, what's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode Together Achieving Greatness. I'm Trevor Gutting, and before we jump into today's topic, like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff if you want, whatever. Doesn't really bother me, but just help the channel, help me get more subscribers, help me get out to more people, and help more people, because ultimately that is my goal, to help as many people as possible become an athlete for life. And today we're going to do just that and talk about something I get questioned on a lot. Maybe you've been wondering about, or you just got a new smartwatch or downloaded some new app or whatever it is, and that is technology, and more specifically technology and how it comes and how it works and how it helps or doesn't help your fitness, nutrition, your wellness goals. Is technology helping or hurting your fitness progress? That is kind of the main question I want to answer today. But you see it everywhere. Technology is booming at a crazy pace, whether that's TVs or cell phones or video games, and the fitness world is no different. You got all these smartwatches with, you got different apps. I know I use apps for tracking progress and working with my clients and stuff like that, so it's easier to transfer and send programs, especially to online clients, rather than just using like Google Sheets or Excel or whatever. You have trackers, you have sleep trackers now, you have like sprint timing gates that track your sprint progress. You have velocity based training devices, so you can track like how fast your bar speed is when you're benching or squatting or doing any lifting like that. I got a piece of technology here, recovery technology, whether it's a TENS unit or like I have the Firefly, the little electrode type pulsing things you put around on your legs to help recovery. Or there's so much new technology just popping up everywhere, and it's kind of overwhelming, like it is with like you get a new cell phone and you just don't even know how to use it. It's basically everything that a computer is in the palm of your hand. Whether it used to just be for calling, or then it got the texting, and then now it's everything. We're so attached to it. And there's a lot of fitness stuff that you use on your phones too, so with the apps and things like that. But technology is everywhere, and it's just going to keep growing. It's probably billions and billions of dollar industry in just the fitness technology, whether that's your smartwatches or your trackers or like I said, the recovery stuff. But the question is, like, is it helping or hurting? And honestly, it really depends. For some people, it could be great to help, whether it's a step counter just helping you keep track of your steps, where you went from not doing anything, being a lazy turd all day, to walking 5,000 steps this month, and the next month you're up to 8,000, then 10,000, then 12,000, whatever it is, and it's progressing you forward and you're knowing where you're at. Or it's a calorie tracker that you're using to track your food calories, and you know how much you're eating, you know how much protein, how much carbs, that type of stuff. That can be great for some people. A sleep tracker, it's helping you know that, I'm slept like crap tonight. That's why. Maybe it's you track the food or whatever, and you know other things that go into what's affecting your sleep and stuff like that. Or it's a training app, same way you're tracking your steps with the step counter, a training app that helps you track your weight. So you know, I lifted 100 pounds this week, 105 next week, 110, and 115, plateau, whatever, and you can see your progress. Because what you measure, you can make progress on. If you don't measure, you don't know what's working, you don't know how it's working, those types of things. So in that way, technology can be great for a lot of people. For me, I know I use a lot of technology, tracking workouts, tracking food, tracking my sleep. I like that I'm kind of a numbers person in that aspect, whereas I like to see, because like I said, I like to know what I'm doing, so I can figure out working or what's not working, those types of things. How if I'm making progress, because if I'm just training and I have no idea what I squatted 3 months ago, and if I made any progress, because I didn't track or didn't know how much I lifted back then, I don't know if I'm making progress now. Yeah, you can kind of feel stronger or whatever, but you don't know if it's you're lifting 100 pounds then and now you're lifting 200, or you're still lifting 100 pounds and you're not really making progress. So in that term, to see the progress, I think a lot of the stuff is great in that aspect. But there's kind of two sides to every story, every coin, or whatever you want to, whatever the phrases you want to use it. Technology can be bad too, because I see it with a lot of people. They get overwhelmed and they start, what's the word I'm looking for? They start relying too much on it and stressing too much about it. So they're stressing more over, oh, I didn't have my I got another technology here, the Oura Ring. So that's what I use for tracking sleep and steps and that type of stuff. So say I'm one of these persons, this could be negative if I'm always obsessing about, oh, I forgot to put my ring on and I went for a walk and I didn't get those steps counted, or I forgot to track my meal, or whatever it is. That, and then you're just stressing so much about getting everything perfect, getting everything right. Did I have my Apple Watch on? Did I have my Oura Ring on? I didn't get that exercise tracked or those steps in. What am I going to do? And then you just think, oh, I'm so frustrated. I'm so worried. I have to have this. I have to. If you're too reliant upon it, you become obsessed, and it's causing more stress than really needs. It's a small issue. You're still getting those steps in. You just didn't know it or whatever. So in that sense, it can be negative if it's holding you back and causing more stress than is actually needed. You're obsessing about it. You're worrying too much about having this piece of technology and needing this piece of technology in order to train or go for a walk or eat or sleep, whatever it is. If you're just over relying on that, it's probably not a good thing. It's going to hold you back. It's going to cause you stress, frustration, and you're just going to get pissed off and not want to keep going because you made one little mistake. And that's just having kind of the same way with food. You could have a terrible relationship in that sense where, oh, I screwed up or didn't have a good meal, or I missed one training session and now all my progress is screwed up. Whereas if you went for a walk and you didn't have your ring or tracker or watch or whatever you use, and you're stressing out so much about that, it's probably not really worth it. Or like the data it gives you, maybe the Oura Ring, or another thing I use is Morpheus, kind of for my HRV, heart rate, that type of stuff, to track sleep. And if it doesn't give you the data you want, maybe it says you had a bad night's sleep, or it gives you a low resting heart rate or something, and it says quick into this, it gives you like a score, a daily score. So it gives you a sleep score and your like readiness level. I'll just use this as an example. So I think it's out of 100 for both of them. So whatever. Typically mine's are good days, or average, I would say for me, is 80s to 90s. For readiness, sleep, yeah, it's been really good lately. I'm getting in a good rhythm back, getting bed early, getting up at the same time. So that's good. But let's say one night I didn't have my score, my readiness score was like a low number, 60, 70, somewhere in there. And I was scheduled to have a harder, intense workout day. And if that score is low, that shouldn't necessarily hold you back. Don't take that as the only thing that judges like whether you're going to be working out or whatnot that day. Maybe it says that, but you're feeling great. You're feeling energized. Go work out. Don't let that technology hold you back in that sense. That could be another thing where it's a negative. If you're relying on that as to tell you whether to work out or not, or eat this or not, or whatever it is, because it said you had a low sleep score or a low readiness score, but you're feeling great, you're feeling ready, go do something still. That's where you got to learn to listen to your body too. If your body's, maybe it could be the opposite. It could tell you your readiness is a 95 out of 100, but you're just feeling like crap. Maybe you slept poorly, or you've been sick, or back hurts. Like my back gave out last week when I was sprinting. I don't know. I hate when it does that just randomly. So you might not be ready, just because this is not the all telling. That technology is not the all telling thing to tell you whether to work out or not. You got to learn to listen to your body and those types of things too. So in that way, if you're just using this as technology as a way to tell you to do something or not do something, or just relying on that as the only thing to get you going or not going, that's not good either, because that's just going to hold you back and going to make you miss workouts for no real reason. Those types of things. That's where in case you should listen more to your body and you get to know yourself, know your body, because no one else can do that for you, not even having a coach. Yeah, if I have clients come in and I see they're kind of dragging or not feeling up to a par or whatever, because they'll lie and say, oh yeah, I'm feeling good or whatever. But if you're like me, you're always feeling good. You always would tell a coach in sports, oh, I feel good, even if you have a broken leg or whatever. You're injured. I've played through a bunch of injuries this year. It's kind of that the era I grew up in, just kind of hiding things. But be honest with yourself and you can still do something. Don't let the technology hold you back or force you to do something if it says like good feedback, but you just know you're not up for it, you need to pull back or whatever. That's where listening to your body, learning your body is more important than just a piece of technology. But like I said, I think it's cool to learn about all this technology, because again, it's a great way to track your sprint speeds, sprint times, track the weights you're lifting, how fast you're moving weights, those types of things, how fast radar guns in baseball, how fast you're throwing. You can use those for med balls, how fast you're throwing med balls. Recovery technology can be good. I mean, dial it in. But I mean, if you're not doing the big things, the big rocks first, that could be another negative. The sleep, the training, the nutrition, good nutrition, but you're worrying about these recovery technology or all this other fancy technology, stop. Get the big stuff down first. This is the recovery technology. That's just the little bonus. That's the dessert, the little icing on the cake to aid and help things. It's the same with supplements. People want to take supplements all the time, but they don't. They eat a bunch of garbage all the time, and they don't take care of themselves, and they think all these supplements are going to fill in the gaps. No, they're meant to fill in the gaps of a good nutrition problem, the small gaps of a good nutritional plan, not the giant gaps of a crappy nutritional plan. So again, technology can be good, like I said, for tracking, for progress, for those people who use it to move forward. But if you're someone who stresses out, you get overwhelmed, and you're just relying on that technology too much and becoming dependent on it, it's probably not a good thing. So again, it depends on the situation. It depends on the person. Technology can be great. It can be terrible. It all depends on you. Depends on what you're looking to do with it, what you're using it for, and if you're becoming reliant on it. Just like a cell phone. Your phone can be good. It can be bad if you're always buried in it, always on it all the time. It's not going to help you. Oh, which was kind of another thing, the technology with the social media. That's a whole other technology. We're just, especially when it comes to fitness, you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and just spending so much time wasting looking up new exercises, new training techniques, new food recipes, but you're not actually doing it. So the technology is holding you back from actually doing what you are using. You're supposed to be using the technology to help you do. You're spending too much time on that phone, on that social media, looking up crap but you're not actually executing and doing the stuff that you're looking up. So that's another negative. So again, can be good, can be bad. It all really depends. I know I've had my negative things with it, like with the social media, that type of stuff. But find what works for you, what doesn't. If it does work for you, utilize it. Use it to progress you forward, make progress, and make those strides to becoming an athlete for life. And if it's not, don't use it. That's totally fine. You can make progress without it. You can make progress with it. But it's up to you to find out. If you need help with that, reach out. Trevor@tagpn.com. And hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got something out of this. Take what you learned. Use what you learned. What works for you. And we will talk to you again soon. Have a good night, guys.